And we're live.
And we're live. Busy Wednesday. Today we're hosting Richard Da Silva, vigneron at Da Silva Vineyard. We're going to talk mythology vineyard. We're going to talk Washington State's BC, crafted in BC wines and Solvero, and much, much more. We have a packed show coming up.
Cheers.
Stay with us. Cheers.
Hey.
Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, everyone across the country. It's 5 o'clock Pacific. It's time to sit back, crack a bottle of Canadian wines, and join us. We have a lot to talk about, and we have the legendary Richard Da Silva is going to join us in a few minutes time. We have a packed show. I'm excited. How are you doing, Mira?
Pretty good because, I have been cooped up in the office up there, like the cellar office where Carl's sitting. And then I'm down here again and I'm realizing how gorgeous it is where we are in the Okanagan. I can actually see Richard Da Silva. We're going to chat about that winery before and when we meet with him in a few minutes. I can see his vineyards from our backyard here. On the Naramata bench. It's gorgeous in the Okanagan. I don't know how it is in the rest of the country, but it is almost barbecue season. We smoked a pork butt the other day.
Yep.
We barbecued a few times this week, so
it sure is. I have a rosé in my glass that I don't know where
that's
it's
your
coming
blind
from
taste. Do you
because
want
I poured us 2 glasses of wines. And that was not part of it. So
so we have it's a beautiful trio. We have a rosé, we have a white, which I'm gonna guess is maybe a Chardonnay.
Nope.
No, I'm not getting much of a nose. I don't know if my nose is just stuffed.
Nope.
And a red.
Yeah. I mean, the red you have, it's a red that we have open for now 5 days.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that's it's
a
pan-Canadian wine that we've tasted. I finally gave it a 93 points. I freaking love the texture of that wine. So it's Stratus Syrah. Yes. 2020 Stratus Syrah. This been added to their lineup at the Pan-Canadian. I'll tell you one thing. When I talked to Dean Stoica and Suzanne at Stratus. I did not envision to have their Syrah part of the lineup. It was not what I had in mind at all. Few reasons. I mean, they're known for their blend. They're known for so many different things. I didn't even know they were making a Syrah. I knew they were growing Syrah among their 16 different grape varietals that they're growing. But I've never envisioned to have a Syrah from them. And here we are. This wine is freaking awesome. It's freaking gorgeous, and it's going to be part of the lineup of the Pan-Canadian. So exciting. In the white that you have, I'll give you a hint. It's a wine, it's a grape varietal that sometimes is co-fermented with Syrah.
Oh, it's Viognier.
It's Viognier. It's a Viognier. So that's a wine from mythology that I've never tasted. That's a new Viognier, new vintage of 2022.
Well, it was pretty shy, but I gave it a few swirls, and I'm totally getting it now.
I'm
getting it now.
And
nice to see you.
So yeah, really, really, really good. I truly enjoyed that wine. I cracked it this afternoon to do tasting notes. I'm at 91 plus points with that wine. I really liked it. I think it's not too oily, it's not too big, it's crisp. There's a great density of flavors. I freaking like it. So yeah, now I need to figure out what's in my other glass, the one that you brought, because yeah, I have no clue what's in there. So it's going to be interesting. But you have Mythology 22 Viognier in your glass, and you have Stratus 2020 Syrah. So that's what you have. Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. We're going to have an awesome show. Lorna, welcome. Mike LaPlante, the average one enthusiast. Welcome, welcome. People are tuning in from all platforms. It's great to have you. We have the show right now broadcasting on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn. So tune in on your different platform. We are excited to talk about Da Silva Vineyard and Winery. I mean, this week. It's not a full-on feature. We had a great week with Solvero last week. I mean,
Yeah, that
for
was
the
one of the most exciting discoveries in the club's history, like in terms of how well received it was by members, let's say. So a lot of you are going to be receiving your Solvero wines next week and the week after, and it'll be fun to compare notes.
Yeah, exactly. So I was talking, they're gonna finalize to pack everything over the weekend because there's much more than they were expecting. And early next week, everything's gonna be on the road. So that's the word that I had from Solvero today. Okay. So yeah, the flyers are at the winery. A novelty from this week.
Yes, a novelty. We have flyers in French and English. So thanks to the advancements in ChatGPT, um, we now have a lot more bilingual stuff going on. So truly Canadian, truly Canadian. But yeah, we tried. We tried to be bilingual from day one 5 years ago. And just goes to show you how much AI is changing our lives. Because 5 years ago, we had to have somebody translate it for us. It took them maybe 3-4 hours to translate all the stuff every week. And
Yeah.
then we had to go through each of us for maybe 2 or 3 hours, plugging that into different places and then proofreading stuff in French and English. And now ChatGPT does that in like 15 minutes. The whole thing. That's crazy. And what's crazy is it's not like Google Translate where it's like questionable translations. It's actually like 98% accurate, right, Carl?
I mean, I go after ChatGPT give it back to me. I go over every line, and I'm like, I mean, with Google Translate, it was like come on, like so many things didn't make any sense. And I'm telling you, with ChatGPT, I I think it's 95% accurate. There's just a
Honestly,
few.
we're often just wordsmithing. Like Carl will be like, "Oh, but that word is a little, let's use this other word." But it's nothing that would
Yeah, it's
impede.
absolutely nuts. It's
Yeah.
absolutely. And to be honest, with me being like in Western Canada for 20 years now, almost. I'll tell you, his French is better than mine, no doubt about that.
Well, it's true. At least like the grammar and the accents and everything are going to be
And my
very knowledgeable.
keyboard doesn't have the accent, so it's a shit show to do the whole thing. And
Yeah.
no, he's just giving it to me like bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're in Quebec, you're probably going to get the French version, and very soon we're going to have to give you guys a little link you can click that's like, I prefer French or I prefer English, because I know there's some people in Quebec that told us they still prefer English, or some people outside of Quebec that say we still prefer French. So, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. But it's
We'll
pretty
make it,
cool.
yeah, we'll make it happen. So we have a 2025 Carl's Wine Club Winery of the Year candidate in the book already, and it's not
With
even May.
Solvero.
Solvero, I mean, what a great success. So yeah, it's awesome. So from there, I got a call from Richard late last week, and he said, Carl, you know what? I would really would love to give a big thank you to your club membership, and I would like to offer a crazy deal on the wine. And what would you think of that? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, like our Vino Tinto, right? It's a red blend. It's a field blend that I really value in my portfolio. And it's barbecue season around, like just around the corner. I would like to give your members a crazy deal on my Tinto. I'm like, what's the catch? He's like, there's no catch. I just want to give your members a crazy deal. And I think we should feature that one wine. And I want to give $6 off a bottle. I'm like, what? What are you talking
And
about?
I don't think he did the math. I think he just thought, oh, $6 sounds nice. But the math is like, that's almost like 20%. That's totally unheard of.
So, which is one of my very, very favorite barbecue wine, honestly. Like that blend of Merlot, Syrah, Cab Sauv, Malbec is just so suited for a great piece of meat on the grill. I mean, and yeah, now 21 vintage is drinking so well, especially for that type of wine now. This wine is entering its prime window of drinkability. I mean, we have here a premium wine with a value pricing. This is really freaking cool. This is really, really cool. So I was like, I mean, if there's no catch, I mean, no, this is really cool. Let's do it. So we're doing a 48-hour sales, a flash sales, like what we like to call it. It doesn't happen often. And that kind of deal, we've never done that before, ever. It's the first time. It's the first time. And Mira, tag along Richard's craziness. And I won't say that I was completely agree with that, but she won. And she said, you know what? If they buy 12, we'll give free shipping across the country. I was like, no! What? Okay, let's do it. So,
and of course, if you're a VIP Unlimited member, you're getting that free shipping.
Yeah,
all
that's
the
a
time.
different story. But yeah, flat fee, $25 shipping across the country. It doesn't matter where you are for a 6-pack, and yeah, free shipping for 12. A $6 discount on the 2021 Da Silva Vino Tinto. This is really fucking cool. So I'm really yeah. So I have one here. Where is it? Where is it? This is the Tinto 2021. A blend of Merlot, Syrah, Cab Sauv, Malbec. I mean, not all the big grapes that were known in the Okanagan. And this is the quintessential barbecue wine right here this week. Awesome.
Really fantastic. And guess who is in the green room?
Is he here? Is he going to make it?
He's already here. Yeah. So shall we bring Richard Da Silva on?
Well, I mean, if he's here, why not?
Why not? That's awesome.
Well,
So
bring it on. The man, the myth, the legend, Richard Da Silva.
Woo! Hey, Richard.
Hello, everyone.
How's it going?
How's it going, man?
Long days, my friend. It's been it's been lots of full tilt in the vineyard these days, and haven't had a day off now in probably 2 weeks. So it's been it's a bit of a shit show out there, but in a good way.
In a good way. That's what I want to bring, because I mean, a year ago, dated like a year ago, walking in the vineyard was not as enjoyable that it is right now. I mean, right now you walk in your vineyard, you know you have a shitload of work to do, but you know there's life in the vineyard. You know that if it's kept going that way, they're gonna have some grapes growing, right?
Yeah, I think it's I think it's going to be fantastic. I think for those of us that were able to grow canes this year in our vineyards, we're going to have some good crop on there. So right now it's looking very promising. Most of my room is a bit. Maybe I'll open the door. Hold on a second, please.
Yeah, a little bit of an echo. I can tell you're at the winery, right?
But
or you're at a place where maybe it's.
There's not very much in this room right now. We're getting ready to open the room I'm in right now. Is going to be a what do you call it? We're going to call it the winemaker suite. It's at the winery. We're going to be doing it as a holiday rental, And so the room I'm in right now is going to be so the story behind this, not to segue too much here today, but is I'm in where Twyla and I lived for almost 8 years actually while we're building the winery. Inside the building, there was a suite that we built. It was about 700 square feet. And so now we're actually just finishing up. They're going to be, you can see behind me, there's some concrete floors. We're putting some vinyl flooring down. And then, we're going to be offering it as the winemaker's suite. It'll be with pictures of us building this building on the walls. So guests want to rent out the unit for a winery vacation. They can stay in the winemaker suite.
That
so
is amazing.
Isn't it cool? This is really fucking cool. I love that. Okay, I want to stay on that topic for a bit, okay? You, Richard, for people who are just tuning in, who don't know where you're located, you're on the Naramata Bench, right outside, or that can be like in Penticton, right dead center of the Okanagan. So you have the winery there. How long you've been located at this specific spot, Richard?
We started building the site in 2010.
2010.
So
you've been 15 years.
We didn't open the wine shop until I believe it was the spring of 2011.
Okay. And so you're going to kick off the season very soon. Are you guys are open? The wine shop is open every day now, or you're open?
Yeah, no, not yet. We have the wine shop is going to be open. Right now, it's open Wednesday to Sunday.
Okay.
And then when the restaurant opens on May 9th, that's when the restaurant opens, we'll be on 7 days a week.
7 days a week starting on May 9th. And now your full tilt renovation on the main floor down below to build that winemaker suite. Is there an ETA when you think it's going to be available?
We were hoping for June 1st, but we have another small guest suite that we call it the barn where we are. And so I think it'd be rather optimistic to think we can open both of the little vacation spots at the same time. But we're hoping maybe the latest July 1st is the plan.
Okay, cool. And if people, like let's say some of our members are planning to travel and come to the Okanagan, the best way to inquire, Richard, to have more information, is it just to contact the winery or send Twyla an email or yourself an email? What's the best way to reach out to you?
Reach out to Twyla, and we're going to have a page link on our new website that's coming out here shortly, and it'll have holiday stays or whatever she's going to call it. She's got some great ideas for that. And then, or you can always email it, just twyla@dasilvavineyards.com, or me, but most likely I'll just forward it to her. So that's how that rolls around here. I've got emails. I think I'm looking at my email box. I think I have 1,106 unread emails. So don't send it to me.
Well, I heard that the connection is not too good on the tractor anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I get it.
I'm hoping to spend a bunch more time on there this year. I'm probably going to be taking over. We just picked up another 6-acre lease this year. Pretty excited. We used to have this vineyard when we first started. The first year we started next door, but the previous owner was very difficult to deal with, and that fell through. But the new owners have just bought it in the last year, and we have a great contract in place for lease. So it's 3 acres of Viognier. It does have 3 acres of Cab Sauv that we're debating what we want to do. It's not exactly what I planted there. We may do a rosé or something out of that or something, but the Viognier is spectacular from that site. So we're pretty excited about that. So I'll be on my tractor a lot this year. So that's going to be I'm doing most of the disease pressure control myself this year. So yeah. But I've got a great team here anyway, so shout out to the rest of the team that's allowing me to be on my tractor. That's where I prefer to be.
That's for sure. Okay, so that's a winery update, vineyard update. Let's get back to the vineyard because last year it was not what anyone's wanted. Like we had that historic frost where it almost completely wiped out the harvest. And now when you walking the vineyards, you're the Hidden Hollow Vineyard here on the Naramata Bench. Give us an update. How's that feel? How does it look? Are you expecting, let's say, a quarter crop, a 50% crop? Is there something that you can hope for, or it's too early, you can't predict anything, and you don't want to?
No,
So
I mean, like I said, I'm fairly optimistic. Our Pinot Noir here did extremely well. We left a lot of shoots from the ground grow. It was a bush. Like each vine had probably a dozen canes from the ground. We left them all, tied them against the trunks. It's made a bit of a nightmare to go through it right now. But the consequence of that is we're going to have on some of those blocks probably close to 100% crop on it on some of those. Because the reason is that by leaving that much canes on our vines, we allow it to preserve the whole engine underground as far as the root structure goes. Typically what happens if you aggressively cut back your top, the root ball will die back because it doesn't have to sustain it as big a mass above ground. And so by me leaving all those canes and let them grow wild and feeding them, they kept a lot of that engine underground sustained. So that now I'm going to be laying 2 trunks for this year. The next year will cut the worst trunk out and leave 1 trunk, but allows me to have some good. So like our Pinot Noir will be really good on this site. Probably only 40-50% at Blenheim Hill.
okay, that's the one up the road. That's the one who's 5 minutes away from the winery, correct?
Yeah, correct. And then the Sauv Blanc, because we're self-rooted, they all came out from the bottom. Like it's just a forest. It's actually we had to stop pruning in there. I got about an acre of still unpruned vineyard yet because we had so much other vineyard that we had to tie. That will probably be done by the end of this week, and then we'll just tackle the last acre. But we'll probably have 75% crop in there. Like it looks pretty healthy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. Blenheim Hill, again, not as much though. I think it's going to be 40-50% at Blenheim Hill. That being said, the one thing I wish we did have, and I decided to really aggressively replant my Chenin Blanc. Unfortunately, it's going to be another year before we get something out of there. We'll have maybe a bin of fruit or something like that I'll probably. No, I'm not going to make a wine club exclusive out of one bin of fruit. But I'm really happy with all the plants. One of the techniques that we used, because I like self-rooting, but because there was no plants available to propagate, material to propagate self-rooted, there was only rootstock, like grafted plants that were dormant. So those that know that most of the plants have a rootstock and they have the variety, grafted onto the rootstock. So what I did as a kind of a technique was we actually buried the vines below the graft union. And what that does, it allows the plant over the next 2 or 3 years to bypass that rootstock and self-root itself. So if we ever do have a winter kill again, I'll be able to take cuttings again that come out of the ground, because usually, even if you have a full top growth dead, the plant will always burst new canes out of the ground. So you don't lose the plant. And so what happens here, for those guys like myself, we'll lose the 1 year, but if you do it right, you can have almost a full crop on the second year. Instead of me pulling it out, replanting it, and then waiting 3 years or 2 to 3 years for crop. By doing this, I can actually have a nearly full crop on the second year from that regrown canes.
Huh.
the reason being is because I still have that root ball. You can't do that with new plantings because they just don't have the engine underground. They haven't had the time to establish a root. These plants that I have here were planted back in 2011 and 2010. They have a full root structure underneath the ground, so they're ready for prime time. Right, the minute you give them a chance to, they're good to go. And so we're excited about that. But unfortunately, Chenin Blanc is not on the menu for this year. So for all your fans out there that love the Chenin Blanc, good news though is we planted a lot more of it. So we took out a block of Riesling and planted another acre of Chenin Blanc. And so we're going to basically more than double our production of Chenin Blanc in the following year.
At the winery vineyard, at the Hidden Hollow vineyard.
Correct. And we do actually have some planted about another half acre across the street. So we're really going to be doubling down. We'll probably be planting another couple acres across the street of that variety as well. And then, so we're super excited about that. I was excited to announce, but I have you on a wait. We were going to plant some more Syrah, but I don't have the proper clone.
Thanks for an update, because I was just about to ask. You told me about more Syrah.
Well, yeah. So we have. The thing about the Okanagan is we have a Syrah that I'll love to talk about you the next week or two that we haven't really launched yet. But a lot of vineyards in the Okanagan, because the winter kill, ripped out their Syrah and planted. Everybody planted Cab Franc. There's going to be a glut of Cab Franc. I always buck the trend. I see people go this way, I go that way, because that means there's an opportunity. The problem with that is Syrah does very well, and actually some of your viewers will remember that one of the only wines that Janice Robinson, the famous Janice Robinson, ever they gave high accolades for was the Syrah from Nickel Vineyards in Naramata.
Yeah, it was maybe 15 years ago or something like that.
Correct. And so kind of feeding off of that, I'm doubling down on that concept and going to be definitely putting in a whole bunch of Syrah on the bench anyway, because that grape variety is going to be highly valued in the next 2-3 years. As that supply drains out of the market, those of us that still have Syrah or committed to that, you'll have a bit of a unicorn.
And are you planning? Is your vision with Syrah is to co-ferment a bit with Viognier like they do in the Rhone Valley, or you want to go 100%? Because you just mentioned you just took over the next door property with Viognier, so you got the supply to do both. I don't know if it's something.
Yeah, so that's a great point. So we're thinking about replace. Actually, the plan is to replace the Cab Sauv with that Syrah clone. It's a Shiraz.
Have it from the same block.
Exactly. So we're going to have it would be 3 acres of Syrah and 3 acres of Viognier. That's a fairly sizable chunk of wine for us anyway. So as a small winery, but we're super excited about that because I think the Syrah. I haven't had much experience blending it, so I'm always up for trying new things. And yeah, absolutely, I'll do some co-fermenting. I'll do all sorts of stuff. You know me, I'm always about shaking shit up. So
I know. That's why I mentioned it. Well, speaking about co-fermenting and all that, let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Let's talk about what we're all about today and tomorrow. It's the crazy deal that you have decided to offer Carl's Wine Club members, a $6 off on the Vinho Tinto 2021. So it's a field blend. So I would like you to offer the members a little definition, a little take on what exactly a field blend means to you, and how did you do it?
Oh, so that's always a bit of an interesting subject because most people think of the field blend, the classic sommelier nerdy, definition is that from a single plot of land, it's a field blend of this one block of vineyard. Sure, but
your boots.
For me, it was like the concept. I mean, like I don't, like dying on these hills, is just kind of limits you. And I love the fact that we're in the new world. We're not limited by these kind of conventions. I gave him a snarky remark, and well, he hasn't really given me any love, so I kind of tossed probably a wine off of a list in Vancouver somewhere. But I don't give a shit. So I was like, whatever, deal with it. But I mean, the thing for me about field blends is, what's the concept? The concept was allowing to mix several, a dozen, who knows, however many varieties. I don't have any kind of recipe for it. It's just whatever I feel like. No, I'm not giving up on Riesling. We have Riesling at the CBR vineyard down the road. That's for Elaine Peters there. Oh, hi, Lauren, too, by the way.
And okay, just to pause and get back to Elaine, I think you have focused a lot of your Riesling in your bubbly lately, correct?
Yes. So the CBR vineyard will be doubling down on that site. It's just down the road across from Upper Bench. Does fantastic Riesling there. It's on a clay soil. It's got some blue clay in there too. The site that I have at the winery is far more suited for Chenin Blanc, because Chenin Blanc is very particular. It only grows in certain places. And so for me, it was like, we're keeping the Riesling at the CBR vineyard. And then the Riesling that was at the Hidden Hollow, we axed the whole thing and put Chenin Blanc in, because this site is a unicorn for Chenin Blanc. And I know a lot of my counterparts in the industry have tried to grow Chenin Blanc and have had their asses handed to them. I keep telling them, it's like, people don't understand. It's the longest relationship I've had with a grape variety has been Chenin Blanc, because the very first grape I started making wine with was Chenin Blanc. And so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's dear to my heart. Riesling, though, is fantastic on the bench. And if you look at the neighbors on either side of me there across the road, both Upper Bench and Four Shadows, they make really great Rieslings.
They make world-class Riesling, and Four Shadows is known to be one of the best source of Riesling. Saint-Romesh pull some of the fruits from there as well. I mean, top-notch source of fruits.
So that little piece of land there is fantastic for that. So I'm like, hey, let's stick with that. So yeah, that's the plan. But so back to the Vinho Tinto. I was gonna say hi to Daryl too, by the way. I saw him out there earlier. So the Vinho Tinto concept was to feed off of that old world technique of nobody knew varieties. They kind of, most people didn't know how to read or write their own name. It was just like, I don't know, it's Grossman's vineyard. I harvest it, and the concept was to really create consistency. Different years, certain varieties do better than others, but because you're fermenting all those varieties together, you would have this kind of baseline to quality in your wine. And so maybe one year, Touriga Nacional, this is where we're back to Portugal, did well, and maybe another year, I think the cow did better as another variety. But the net effect is, when you combine all those units together, those varieties together, you create a foundation. And so the foundation for the reality is, for us, that the foundation of our winery is the kaleidoscope of vineyards that we deal with. We have several vineyards, and each of them have really cool bits and pieces. And for me, it was kind of like, well, why not combine these special pieces? Like for the wine, like the Merlot that exists here, for example, the Syrah exists as, for example, the Syrah, the Wine Club exclusive Syrah. It's the same portion. We just take some of that fruit out to co-ferment in this. Okay, so it's not like we have a shit vineyard somewhere and say, well, that's crap, we're going to go make a subpar wine. We only have the vineyards we have. The Merlot that goes into our Legato wine, the 2012 or the Nobrisa, is in this wine. Like, it's the same vineyard. And so that's $105. This is now around $30, right? And, with you guys' discount. So on today's special. But same thing. So we're not delineating shit fruit to make a wine. That doesn't exist in Da Silva because each of these sites are very small. They're very specialized. But I also wanted to be value driven. We needed something that was value driven. And the biggest cost for small wineries, as some of your guests may know, and other winemakers that may be on here, is labor. The expense is the labor that makes to make these small batches of wine. This wine allows me to co-ferment in a single vat, not have all these wines vinified differently. And what happens is I get an integration that doesn't exist in anywhere in the same way where I blend after the fact. After fermentation, after the barrels are done, after a year or two of barrel aging, when I blend them, they don't taste like this. There's a lot that goes on with this wine when you co-ferment those bits and pieces. And what's interesting is it's like a constant vat. I started with whatever variety comes in first, and we just keep throwing grapes in, and the vat just keeps growing. We may have the initial batch of wine may have been in there a month before, and we just keep pumping. And you can do this with a red wine like this because you're just pumping you're crushing it and taking it right from the crusher into the vat. And so you just have this constant perpetual kind of wine that is this kaleidoscope of different bits and pieces of these fantastic little vineyards. So that's the theory. Well, not the theory, it's in practice. So it's no longer a theory. It's been like that now for several years. I mean, what, 3 or 4 years? This would represent the third or fourth vintage of this wine in existence. And so we're pretty excited by that. And yeah, I think for consumers with all of the headaches going on out there and distractions, I thought, how about some good news for everybody? To those that were either celebrating or disappointed by whatever happened.
Or coping with their loss.
Coping with the losses that happened or whatever. I just roll with shit. But whichever side of the spectrum, why not give people either a reason to drown their sorrows or celebrate with a bit of a deal? And so I thought, lots of things we keep hearing prices climbing. This wine was made, 4 years ago.
It's priming right now. I'm having him in my glass right now. It gained that texture. It's soft. The tannin are still present, but much more in the back. They're not up front anymore. They have rounded out. The edges are soft. The spice have tamed. I mean, this wine is priming right now. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's I think what's magical about this is there's the one variety that from the vineyard at Outwash in Oliver that this comes from is we have no freaking idea what the variety is. And it's probably represents about 20-25% of this blend. And it had no winter damage. In fact, it's the only grapes we actually harvested last year at nearly full crop.
So was it the one that you told me that you thought it might be Tourignan National?
Yes. It's definitely not Tourignan National. We know that for a fact now.
Oh, so you got the result from the research station?
No, we haven't yet, but I think deduction from just plant physiology, growing characteristics. It's similar to several hybrid varieties that exist. It has characteristics of Fauche, for example, but it doesn't have that foxy character to it. Not that all Fauche has it, by the way. I mean, I've tasted some that don't have it. So the 17 was the first vintage of Tinto. Yeah, I think so. That's a good question.
Hey, where's Twyla? Where's Twyla? Twyla would have answered that right away.
I live in the future as the winemaker, so hi Vicky, how you doing? Yeah, I think So the magic about that variety is that it has characteristics that are similar to like different hybrid varieties, and it's bulletproof. Like it's absolutely like every vineyard around this site at the Outwash Vineyard was annihilated. This strip of vineyard was bright green, crop, nothing died.
That's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was fantastic. So to me, it's like, look, again, to the ethos of this wine, I don't really even talk about the varieties. I don't really care per se. I mean, not to be flippant about it. Does it make a tasty wine? Is it make a wine that's friendly, approachable, goes with any kind of food? Does it have to be in a box all the time? Does it have to be? No, I'm saying fuck that, and I'm saying let's have
fun with it. Let's have fun with it, and let's make something great for a good price. I mean, that's exactly what it is, and it's premium juice at a value price. That's the best freaking part of that. And this is a signature Da Silva, like you mentioned. Same juice that goes into your legato goes into that bottle. That is absolutely stunning.
Well, this is the thing, though. Like, I mean, Da Silva, we have different hats we wear. You know, obviously, with the tasting that we did down in at the MGM that you did down there for us with the Nobrisa in Las Vegas. We have everything from that to a fun, approachable wine that anybody can afford to buy and enjoy. And I think that's important. I think wineries tend to want to pigeonhole themselves in different categories or find it very hard to identify themselves. And I'm perfectly comfortable. There are days that I feel like being highbrow. I want some cool shit. I want some really, but there's other days that just, you know what? I don't want to think about it. I just want a good glass of wine and I don't want to fucking think about it. I just want to taste some good wine and that's it.
That's it. Not too cerebral, just all in the palate and in the texture, and that's it. There is what it is.
Yeah, and so for me, I just want to turn it off and just say, hey, does it taste good? Yes. Close my eyes. Does it do the job? Fantastic. Excellent. I've done my job and let's get on with living. So that's the ethos of the thing. And for me, as Portuguese heritage, these wines, the Vinho Branco and Vinho Tinto, are the foundation, the meat and potatoes, if you want, of our culture. It is the wine that everyday person, everyday farmer, everyday worker, everyday anybody, to your executives, would enjoy on an everyday meal. Regardless of where they were, Vinho Tinto, Vinho Branco, those wines, those field blend wines, with those same names on them, you'll find these kind of wines all over Portugal and all over Spain. Just great. They're just a bottle of wine, for fuck's sakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They taste great. Do I know the clone? Do I have the pH or the TA? No, I don't care. Does it taste good? Yes.
It's a good bottle of juice. It's a great freaking bottle of juice. That's it.
I have people come in there and try to and I have to refrain myself from pulling a Seinfeld soup Nazi moment on them at the wine shop and leave, because I just want to no wine for you. it's just there's a time and place for all of that. I think in BC wine, I understand probably better than most people. I've been here, I'm third generation, for Christ's sake, as most of you know. I understand why we push for that. We're trying to create a premium product because it's the only way we can exist. The problem with that is that we alienate, and I think we don't create opportunities for entry to just enjoy a glass of wine. And I think ultimately, at the end of the day, guys like you and myself and probably many of your club members, we can sit there and pontificate about a Sassicaia or Arenella or some BC wine or some Premier Cru or whatever, and go down all sorts of rabbit holes. That's us, because we live in that. But sometimes we don't care, and that's what the Tinto ethos is. The Branco and the Tinto is a great bottle of wine that I can make and afford to do at that price point because I have efficiencies on a proven winemaking methodology that's existed for centuries.
Yeah, for 200 years. I know.
And who am I to like fuck with that? It works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is what Da Silva is about. And I think you know, you want to have, like, you know, you have behind you want our Pinot Noir, you want one of our single vineyard uber small block. Sure, we have that. I love those wines. But sometimes you just want to turn it off. Just enjoy a wine.
That's it. And I just want to, okay, you released the 22 Pinot Noir that I rated 93 plus points. This Pinot Noir is absolutely incredible. Your 23 Chenin Blanc, Fumé Blanc, Chardonnay are now out as well, all rated 92 points or better. I mean, your new releases are fantastic. You are going to, for your own wine club members exclusive, you're going to release your new Syrah later on this summer and all that. So there's some new stuff coming out of your portfolio, some exciting stuff.
We have a lot of new wines to release yet. We have an amazing 2012, 2022 Merlot, a Melbeck, like 22. We have a bucket load of cool wines coming down the pipe. Amazing, actually, Cab Sauv that you actually got to try a tank sample of. And
absolutely.
You tried the 23, which is.
I know. That's why I'm bringing the point. There's so many cool things coming up.
Yeah, so I think for me though, it's still at the end of the day, we have, you know, a great. I think you did try the sample of the new Tinto that we have, and it's fantastic. And
it is.
At the end of the day, I forget this lowly wine is what's all across the province at restaurants being glass poured all over BC. Actually, it's at the it's being poured in Alberta at the Bison. What's the place called? They serve only Canadian wine and food over there in Alberta. Does anybody know what that place is called? The Bison. Hold on one second. I'll tell your guests what it is. Brian just listed it at this restaurant in Bison Restaurant in Banff.
Okay, yeah. It's the iconic place in Banff. Absolutely.
So the Bison restaurant in Banff is carrying this wine as their glass pour, and we have it glass poured all over town here in town, from Theo's to I believe like Elma's, and so we have a fantastic. We've had Social, for example. We've had so many people try this wine, and from this wine joined our wine club. In fact, probably I'd say 40% of our wine club members have probably joined us because of this. And so it holds a very special place, you know, in my heart for me. It's what keeps our winery alive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is the heritage. This is the house style. This is a welcome card on what you do. This is amazing. So, I mean, yeah, I know. Now with $6 off. I mean,
I'm not happy about that now, but anyway.
Too late, my friend. Too late.
I don't know what even came up with the $6 thing. I was like, that sounds good.
I know. You asked me, and you said how many dollars? I said, I don't know, 6, and you said, okay. I'm like, what? Here we are here today.
That's not going to happen again.
But this is freaking amazing, just exploding right now. It's awesome.
Yeah, this bottle we opened up in the tasting room today, and the glass that I have is all sorts of like small choke cherry and all sorts of cool.
Oh, there's a good dose of chocolate too.
It had kind of initially when I poured it out, it had kind of blue fruits, like a lot of blue fruits in it right now, like blueberry kind of like that kind of stuff, but black. Blue fruits and like almost like a cranberry note to it. But it was interesting because when I initially tried the glass when we came on air, it had like a lot of roasted meat characteristics and barbecue kind of toastiness going on. But as it's been sitting in the glass, this kind of cool elegance. It's kind of like almost a bit of this spearmint. Like if you smell it in the background, just a hint of it. It's kind of almost maybe menthol, maybe just tiny.
In my glass right now, that's the oak spice, that little like clove with a little bit of smokiness, a little bit of cracked pepper. There's like a little bit of cinnamon. There's that blend of spice in my glass right now, and like that's why. And I think the timing is perfect for people to load up on these barbecue wines. We smoked a pork butt with the neighbor Dan this on Sunday, and I mean, come on, that with a nice like smoked pork butt, absolutely perfect. So that's
like
awesome.
I said, we better not talk about the pricing. I might renege on that here. So I'm super excited by that. I call it the tariff discount.
The tariff discount. There you go. There you go.
Instead of adding, we're taking the tariff off on it. How's that sound? So
that's Da Silva right here. But before I let you go, Richard, I want to tell you I wrote an art. I read. I didn't wrote it. I read an article yesterday just to get back to our experience in Las Vegas. I want to remind people that a month ago well, 6 months ago I was mandated to bring two of our very best Canadian wines to Las Vegas for a fundraiser for the Cirque du Soleil in order to raise money for the purity of water around the world. And also, it would be part of one of the most iconic wine tasting ever put together in Las Vegas. So I selected Dobbin Estate Chardonnay, and with Richard gracious generosity, we selected the Nobreza 2019, your very top wine. Your wine was among wine like Vérité, Le Désir from Sonoma, all 99 points from the Jackson family. There was also I have a
there was like Ridge Montebello.
Ridge Montebello was there. What's the wine from from Mondavi? Opus One.
Opus One.
So Opus One was in there. We had Smith Olafite. There was Pichon. There was some of the top Bordeaux. Anyway, the story is this: yesterday, Wine Searcher released the list of the top 10 iconic Napa Valley wine, and again, I forgot about that wine. Mondavi Opus One was ranked number 2 of the most iconic Napa Valley wine to purchase, and is listed at $850 a bottle for their next release. So what I wanted to say is, while I was in Vegas during that tasting, I had multiple people came to me because I was right next to Opus One booth with serving the Nobreza, and multiple people came and say, Carl, I cannot believe the Canadian wines kicked the Opus One's ass like nobody's business. It was incredible that your wine from the Normata bench was right there with some of the top wines in the world. So I just wanted to mention the people who were listening what we were up to a month ago in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a hidden gem. I think a lot of people knew what went on there with that. And I think we're about to embark on that. And I tell this to most people. It's I appreciate that feedback for sure. But I think like I represent a body of wineries and winemakers in the valley that are doing these kind of quality wines. The problem is we have very little opportunity to put ourselves on the the international stage where we can actually showcase what we're doing. I've had that very wine brown bagged against Stag's Leap, Heights, Camus. What was the other one? Several other iconic Napa wines. The one thing that was very
you also told me about Purple Angel from Chile as well, one of the iconic wine from Chile.
The owner himself, actually, the son, his father was there. The guy of the family in Vancouver Wine Festival, but they ended up bringing their whole team over from Purple Angel from Chile to try that wine, and they were just like, "What?" And they're asking what the price was. Yeah, we sold it at the winery for $100. And they said, "And how many cases do you make?" And I said, "Oh, I think we make about 150 cases or just under that." The guy goes, "What? Why?" Like, it's just like he's looking at the wine. He goes, "How does that make sense?" I said, "Dude, that's us. We're tiny." And he's just like, I think they make 30,000 cases of Purple Angel. And that wine goes for like $150 or something like that. Like, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And they were just stunned by that. But I said, "Look, man, I'm not the only guy. Like, I mean, it's great to be, to get kudos and people think, give you some cred for this stuff." But I told him, I said, there are a lot of other guys, small guys out there that are passionate, that are doing some freaking amazing wines. And I think ultimately for me, if I can help be, with guys like you pushing the story, telling the story of Canada can make these classic wines. It's not about one person. I think it's about a group of us, a region across the country that, if I have to go to one more guy's place and see a cliche wine collector list on his shelves and you think, barf, come on, man. There's so many other small guys, not just in Canada, around the world, that aren't cliche, douchebaggy wines. Sorry, I mean, some of those wines are not what they used to be, even out of California.
Hey, just another news that way, Richard. Like, our friend Marcel Morgenstern is heading out to Netherlands. Some of the top restaurants in Netherlands are going to put Bella Terra on their wine list. So that's what we're talking about, right?
I didn't actually know that, and I wish I would have known that, because I actually know some great restaurants actually in Amsterdam. Guys like Bridges and CL Blue, they're all Michelin restaurants. I've been trying to figure out how to get my wine over there, but if he's got to figure it out, I have a contact at a place. If any of your guests are ever a chance to go to Amsterdam, you got to go visit Bubbles and Wine. Robert Klaus is the owner proprietor. He's a legend in the wine scene in Amsterdam. He also has a champagne caviar bar right next door to it.
That's awesome.
He's kind of this crusty wine expert, and everybody from all these different restaurants at night go to his little place to enjoy magic pieces of wine from all over the world. So if you're in Amsterdam, go by and see Robert. He's a legend. The wine scene there is fantastic. So I'm gonna bug Marcel about that, because that country loves Canada. Well, crap, we liberated them in World War II. So
yeah, exactly, right? We're tied to the hips, that's for sure.
But thank you guys so much. I want to
man, thanks for your time. Thanks for the discount. I mean, $6 discount, the tariff discount backward. So thanks, brother. I really appreciate that. And if I have people who are asking about the winemaker suite or the barn, I'm going to forward them your way, okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, and see you to all your guests, and to Mira and everyone. Thank you for the love and support, and enjoy the rest of your guys' evening.
We need to plan the Pan Canadian early next week. We need to set that up, because you're traveling with us to Niagara at the end of June. So
I don't even know what I'm doing tonight, but I'll figure it out. No problem, big guy.
Hey,
Please.
people are
Please,
listening.
please,
They're expecting you down there. So okay.
Hey
We're
guys,
gonna
thank you
we're
so
gonna
much.
smuggle you in
Cheers.
our suitcase. Thanks so much, Richard. Say hi to Twyla for us
I
too.
will. Cheers, guys. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you. Cheers.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Did I say I was about to do a quick little interview? Is it what I said or?
Yes, that's what you
Yeah.
said 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That's
That's
good.
what
That's
happened when you
always
leave the kids alone, right? Yeah, Richard and Carl talking wine.
it's always so interesting chatting with Richard. Like there's no end to he's got so much knowledge and he's so generous with how he shares it. And do you remember this? We did some pretty epic stuff at Richard's. We've often said it's kind of funny. Like if we remember this as an iconic thing we did where we tasted wines in the vineyard with Thomas Batchelder in Niagara. And we are like, who is the Thomas Batchelder of BC? And we always come back to Richard. We always say, yeah, that's probably Richard. So we actually did this with members a couple years ago when they were Winery of the Year, Members' Choice Winery of the Year. We tasted the grapes alongside the wines that were made from those grapes the previous 1 or 2 years, right?
Which was the Chardonnay, the Fumé Blanc, and the Chenin Blanc. So Sauvignon Blanc, Chenin Blanc, and Chardonnay, all side by side, and we finished down in the Hidden Hollow, in the vines with the Pinot Noir. So
those are
it was
very special vines too. What's cool about them and the Chenin Blanc, the Hidden Hollow Vineyard there, that's right on the winery property. If you walk through when it's sunny, it looks like there's diamonds on the ground. It really does. There's so much quartz in the sand where the vines are that it just looks like there's diamonds everywhere. It's wild. I haven't actually seen that at many vineyards before. So
well, that's the below the road, right? When you're below the road in Naramata, that's the moraine from the erosion, and that's the
so for those of you that don't know,
bottom of the
Naramata Bench,
lake.
there's like 50 wineries on the Naramata Bench now, and the main road that you drive down, if it's below the road, it means it was like a lot more silt and sand and stuff from the lake bed a long time ago. And before that, the glacier was coming right up to where the road is. And then above the road, it's completely different soil.
Or rocks, rocky, and
because that was not part of the lake bed, was not part of the glacier.
Exactly. So yeah, cool time with Richard. I mean, now that's what like it came up. Carl, how about we give your members a $6 discount?
Heck of a deal.
Let's do it. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So for the next 48 hours, today until Friday, it's $6 off on the Vinho Tinto. And we just had that conversation, right? It's that unpretentious, good fucking wine. That's it. I mean, it's a field blend. Like, what's the proportion of Syrah versus the Cab Sauv versus the Merlot? Like, Richard, I don't fucking know. I don't know. It's just a good freaking wine. All field blend, co-fermented, a new batch arrived, throw some in there. I mean, that's a traditional Portuguese blend, and true to his roots. Then that's the core. That's the welcome card of his portfolio. And right now, this wine is drinking so well. So, I mean, hey, Mira, here is the headline for our email tomorrow. GFW. Good fucking wine.
Mike's idea. I love it. How does that translate into French, ChatGPT?
Calice de bon vin.
Love it.
So that's all about that's gonna be until Friday. That awesome priming now just under $30 wine, 2021 Vinho Tinto from Da Silva, $6. Sorry about that.
Bless you.
There's a few more things that I wanted to talk about before we let you go. Oh yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead with the plan.
No,
here.
I was just eye candy. That's all.
Eye
Yeah.
candied.
We're
Okay.
finalizing the label things, so you'll get an announcement soon. And I think we're pre-selling these bottles, right? The Members Red 5-year anniversary.
Yeah, they're going to be ready to ship for July 1st, which is the exact date that we started the club. And we've been working, when I say
And Canada
with
Day.
yeah, we've been working with Brian Schmid, Al Dupree, the team at Vineland Estate. Mira's been bossing her ass off about with the labels and different ideas and all that. And I had the hard job to taste these wines, taste different options, and I know I always have the hardest job in the whole freaking thing. So, but yeah, it's very exciting. I can't wait to get that going as well. It's going to be awesome. So that's the Carl's Wine Club 5-year anniversary members red blend, in collaboration with Vine and Estate, grapes from the boutique vineyard, single vineyard wine. Is going to be awesome.
And I said, Carl, I know our members, and they're going to ask if the members celebration red is a blend of clone 327 and 214. Harking back to this moment, look, I have a picture of it where we're drinking the 327 and 214 on different sides of the vineyard with the winemaker. And so I know you guys are going to ask, can we get the celebration red, which is a blend of both clones, and then also get the 2 clones separately? And the answer is already yes. So I think that would make a really cool 3-pack or 6-pack. Yeah, should be good. Should be good. And I think also, Carl, correct me if I'm wrong, at the Pan Canadian, we should be able to taste that wine, hey, somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. 100%. We're going to have that. I would say we're probably going to have it at the one, maybe at the wine garden.
That would be great.
Welcome reception, maybe.
The only holdup, like we're going to start selling it as, as Mike's saying, futures right away, and it'll ship July 1st. And the reason it doesn't ship sooner is because the labels take a couple months to be.
Yeah, it takes minimum 6 weeks to get everything done. So we're just finalizing the little detail here, the front label, the back label with all requirements that we need to put in terms of labeling. So we're full on into that right now. But yeah, it's happening. And when we put Canada Day as a date, we kind of give ourselves a week buffer. So that means I'm very confident that it's going to be ready for the Pan Canadian. So yeah.
Well, even if the label is not, definitely there'll be bottles, right? So we'll be able to taste it, but hopefully the labels too.
Exactly.
Because it might just end up in the swag bag for the VIPs who got the all access pass, maybe, hopefully. And also, we do have 4 all access passes right now, I believe.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Out about that, so I think they'll be gone very shortly. But if anyone's thinking I should really go to that, well, you're right. You should.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a 3.5-day event, full on, starting on Thursday night at Bella Terra with the welcome reception, a wine garden, smoke shack is going to be on site as probably still this to confirm, but that's the idea. So that's going to be on a Thursday night. Lots of people from the Niagara wine industry, from the Niagara wine industry should be on site as well. We're going to bring some wines who are not going to be featured at the Pan Canadian from all over the country as well in the wine garden by the pond at Bella Terra. Really excited about that. The second day will be a full day of winery tour, of vineyard touring, starting at Vineland Estate. So that's going to be the chance to taste the 2 clones side by side at the boutique vineyard. So right there with Vineland Estate, a full morning, early afternoon, and we're gonna switch to a second vineyard, which is has to be determined very, very soon. There's a few confirmation that I need before I confirm. That's coming on Saturday. It will be about Saturday night. I think, Mira, we have a dinner also. Is it right in on the
Right. So
schedule?
Saturday is the big event, the masterclass itself at Sue Ann's. And then most guests that are coming for the masterclass so far are also staying for the official after party, which is a dinner. So the masterclass is quite a thing. Okay. If you've never been to like a formal tasting, this is a good way to start because you'll get thrown in the deep end. It's like 4 to 5 hours, right, Carl?
Yep.
We started around 1:30 in the afternoon and we'll go right till dinner time. And usually by the end, everyone's hungry. So there's going to be snacks throughout, but you're going to want to get to dinner within an hour of that finishing. So most people are opting to stay on site, which is a great idea because we'll loosen our ties and we'll chat with the winemakers, and there might be some secret wines that come out during dinner. So that's going to be pretty fun.
So that's going to be the after party. We kind of did that a little bit last year at Hester Creek. That after we went to the winery restaurant, most of us with the winemaker. So we took over the Terra Vista, no Terra. Anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, it was a heck of a time. It was so much fun. And so that's for the Saturday and Sunday. We're going to do winery touring all day, starting at Dobbin Estate, a new rock star winery on the 20-mile bench, run by Nathan Dobbin, and also with the consulting power couple, Peter Gamble and Ann Sperling. So Peter is going to be one of our panelists at the Pan Canadian. And Sunday morning, we're going to go do some barrel tasting at Dobbin Estate to start. And we're going to make our way to Taw's Winery after our visit at Dobbin, where we're going to have lunch served at Taw's and with some exclusive tasting at Taw's. And after that, we're going to finish our day at Malavoie Estate with Shiraz Motiar and Elisa Massey to finish an incredible weekend of Canadian wines and incredible people connection, because I know there's going to be lots of people that we already know and lots of people that we haven't met yet. But I think that we believe, and we love to think that it's some of the best connection that we can make. It's part of our wine club event, and it is really, really freaking exciting.
Very exciting. And one last exciting thing is that next week we are doing another BC winery. We're on a roll here with the BC wineries. They were kind of like we had quite a few Ontario wineries back to back, and now we're back to the BC wineries. And that's exciting because these are the kinds of wines that are disappearing for a few years because of the deep freeze. But yes, we're back at another BC winery next week with some wines that are what, Carl? Like not released.
That's exactly. So there's a blend of like some like mature wine, like 2018 Syrah and 2019 Petit Verdot, but some pre-release of something who's not on the market, and something we're going to have a exclusive pricing pre-release just for Carl's Wine Club. We're talking stuff like 30 cases made, 24 cases made, like some crazy shit like that. Okay, so it's one of our members' favorite, Mark Simpson. So Mark is back with Carl's Wine Club and with Mythology Vineyard, his new project. So here, just an example, 30 cases of that Aphrodite white blend. It's a 90% Pinot Blanc and 10% Sigiribi. But what's special with that, and it's a collaboration with Alderley Vineyard on Vancouver Island. 100% of the fruits are from Vancouver Island. So really, really, really cool wine. 30 cases made, 22.50 a bottle. I'm like, come on, that is awesome. I tasted it this afternoon. Awesome. I give it a 90 points. And but the thing of that feature, what I'm very excited about, it's the pre-release of the new estate wine from Mark Simpson, the 2022 Estate Merlot and the 2022 Estate Tempranillo. 24 cases made of the Estate Tempranillo. I
Jeez.
tasted these wines
In barrel.
18 months ago in barrel, and they're getting pre-release with us now next week with a special release price. So it is very, very exciting. I'm gonna taste these wines tomorrow to score them, and next Monday it's coming. 1 barrel of Tempranillo. You got that right, Mike.
Mike.
1 barrel of Tempranillo. When I tasted that in barrel, I was like, holy shit, this is really fucking cool. Really, really fucking cool. And here we are, finally, 3 years after harvest, the wine is coming out to you. And here only. So it's pretty exciting. Next week, it's coming your way. There's going to be also a 2020 Special Reserve Cab Sauv, like I mentioned, a 2018 Syrah, and a Semillon Sauvignon Blanc white blend as well. So, oh, by the way, that 20, how do you like the white that I put on your, in
The
your,
Viognier?
yeah, I thought
Ooh.
really, really good too.
That is very nice. Did I
Isn't
have this
it?
earlier?
Eh?
You gave me this earlier, right?
I sure did, but you have a quick little sip. You were in between 4 or 5 things at the same time, so you didn't really have
It's
the
lovely. It's got a really nice roundness, like
nice
juicy, but
mouthfeel, but
round.
it's not the big oily type of
No, not at all.
Viognier. It's not thick. It's a nice texture, but it's not too lean, not too thick. There's a great density of flavor. And on the mid palate, that classic white pepper lingers across after. I mean, it's a really beautiful Viognier. I truly
I do like
enjoy
it.
that. So we're gonna finish these wines tonight and tomorrow before I head my way to Vernon for the weekend for another youth hockey tournament. So yeah, we're
There you
almost at the
go.
end of that.
Hey, Carl Boucher, in your first glass.
Oh yeah,
of
I know
blind
exactly what it
taste,
is, by the way.
You now have like 60 seconds. So tell me, clearly it's a rosé. What else? Tell me about it.
It's a rosé. It's creamy, super creamy, and I felt like I think that I know because you were CC'd on the email that I always shake code the tasting notes on that. And I believe that you poured the 2024 code rosé, a Syrah Saint-Saul Grenache.
That would have been a very, very smart thing for me to do, but I didn't.
No, that's super creamy.
Yep,
Super creamy rosé. I don't know.
And I can't tell you too much about it because on the bottle it doesn't say. We'll have to get researchers to tell me. But okay, what would you rate that? And tell me more about the price. So you're saying creamy. What flavors?
Creamy with red cherry, a little cranberry, crab apple, a little bit of orange peel. I
totally get the crab apple.
Yeah, totally. Nice. A little bit of lime peel as well at the end to keep a little bit of tartness. I like that. It's well balanced. It's light on his feet. So it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous wine.
Yeah.
I would say probably $28 to $30.
I love it. Okay, tell me the rest, and then I'll tell you the truth. Have anything else to add to that? $28 to $30. You love it. It's a gorgeous wine. All those things.
I blended Pinot Noir and Gamay Noir rosé.
Okay. If
no idea, I'm just shooting in the dark here.
Yeah, no, it's none of those. But do you have a score?
91 points.
Okay, you ready? You guys ready to know what it is? I'm going to share my screen. Maybe I should share my screen. It is not $28 to $30. It is $19.95, including tax. Including tax tells you it's most likely Ontario.
Yeah, this is Vineland. It's Vineland Rosé. It's Vineland Rosé.
Nope.
No?
Suan's 2023 Foxy Pink. So,
that was for the Rosé Marathon.
Oh, well, I'll have to get another one then.
It's pretty good. So is it their Cap Franc?
It is 93% Riesling, 7% Cab Franc. I think it's a pre-release because on their website it's 21, and we're drinking. It's really good.
It's really, really, really good. Yeah. It's so enjoyable.
Yeah. So I actually don't know the blend. I mean, the 21 was 93 Riesling, 7 Cab Franc.
That's where the tartness of the finish comes in. That's the Riesling, that lime peel that I'm like almost like flintiness. That's where it comes. Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot happened since 2021.
Rosé blend, blind taste, it's a bitch.
Yeah, and so a lot's happened since 2021. This is the 2023, so I wouldn't blame Sue-Ann if that's not going to be $19.95, including tax. It's maybe going to be a bit more, especially now that Carl has said it could be $28 to $30. Don't tell her, please. And especially since it's a 91-point wine. But yeah, it's from Sue-Ann. So I just thought it's only fitting because we met with Richard Da Silva, and the year that he was Winery of the Year in BC, Members' Choice, Sue-Ann was our Winery of the Year for Ontario. And we're back at Sue-Ann's with Richard Da Silva and Twyla this June for the Pan-Canadian. So it's pretty fun little full circle there. It's pretty cool. And yes, I will have to get I will pay for a new bottle of that rosé. Sorry, I didn't know it was for the Rosé Marathon.
That's awesome. That's no problem. That's all good. So here we are. I mean, what time is it now? Is it 7:30?
6:30. But it's 7:30 somewhere.
It's 7:30 somewhere. I know. That's for sure. Okay, so it's Da Silva week, but it's Da Silva flash feature, 48 hours of the Vinho Tinto 2021 premium wine at a value price. Richard gave Cars Wine Club members exclusively a $6 discount for per bottle. It's filled blend of Merlot, Syrah, Cap Sauv, Cap Franc, Malbec, and unknown grapes from the Outwash vineyard that they don't have a clue what is the varietals, but everything goes in the bin and it gives that awesome, approachable, fucking good wine. So there you go.
Really
here
good.
We are.
I just put the link in the chat because right now it's a secret link. But I just
it is a secret link because it's a secret deal. It's a secret deal, a little bit like our
Yeah.
So
that's super. Well, cheers, guys. It was nice to see you. Hope you have a fabulous day. This rosé really rocked it.
Absolutely. Thanks for me.
There is a rosé marathon coming up, a Chardonnay marathon coming up, and more. So keep an eye out for those things, as well as our Members' Choice Winery of the Year parties. We're going to be back in Niagara in August to do the Leaning Post party. So that can be a fun getaway. All right.
Absolutely.
Great show. Thank you, Mike. Have a great evening. Ooh, I think Vicky's already on it. Yes, you guys rock. That's awesome. So this is a great way for others watching to take advantage of that free shipping, as you can split your order amongst a few people and get a case and get the free shipping. So cheers, guys. Have a great night.
Game wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members. Until next time.